In most games, you play the role of a badass. You have lots of big guns and health potions, and you feel like you can take on any enemy the game throws at you. Well, except for the guys on this list. These are the invincible enemies that just keep coming back for more. Here are 10 unbeatable enemies in gaming. We still have nightmares about the Hunter from the first Dead Space. This unbeatable enemy is called the Ubermorph in Dead Space 2 and the Regenerator in Dead Space 3. We immediately start to panic every time we're trapped in a room with one of these guys.
Oh shit! This one's regenerating!
How are you going to kill it?
I'm not!
You can shoot the limbs off them, but they grow back just as fast. This pretty much means that you have to run like hell while slowing them down along the way. The Hunter really puts the survival in survival horror. The Xenomorph from Alien Isolation might be the smartest enemy in this video. This horrifying alien stalks you throughout the space station you're trapped on. You can distract it and scare it off with fire. However, your best bet is to simply hide and hope it goes away on its own. Hearing the alien creep around is one of the scariest things we've ever experienced in a game, especially since it can brutally kill you in a single hit. We really need to avoid this guy at all costs while playing Alien Isolation. Outlast is a very scary video game that takes place in a mental asylum. You are a journalist who needs to avoid the inmates while sneaking through the hallways. The scariest inmate by far has to be Chris Walker. This guy is huge and incredibly terrifying. There's no way to kill him since you're armed with nothing but a photo camera. This means you'll need to run away as fast as you can, or play a deadly game of hide and seek. If you like feeling vulnerable, then Outlast is the perfect game for you. Siren: Blood Curse is an excellent survival horror game for the PlayStation 3. The story spread over 12 separate episodes with 7 playable characters in total. The main enemies in the game are called Shibito. These are corpses reanimated by supernatural forces, but unlike zombies, they retain a sense of intelligence and personality. They're invincible, and all you can do is render them unconscious for a limited amount of time. This means you will sneak around a lot and hope you don't get spotted. Check this game out if you're up for a different kind of survival horror experience. Lisa Trevor is a human test subject in the original Resident Evil, who at the age of 14 underwent biological experiments conducted by the Umbrella Corporation. This turned her into a monster and made her invincible. You encounter her 3 times in the game. The first 2 times are extremely terrifying and all you can do is run away. The 3rd time you don't actually fight her either, but push rocks off a platform. After this, a door opens and she will put herself out of her misery. Lisa Trevor is definitely one of the saddest and most terrifying enemies in gaming.
Mr. Smith, Mr. Wesson, glad you could make it.
We hope you didn't encounter the immortal fast Scorpion in Serious Sam 3, because that would mean that you pirated the game. The developers put this invincible enemy in the game as a form of copyright protection. This thing would stalk you in the earlier parts of the game, and no amount of bullets could put it down. People complaining about the immortal fast Scorpion on forums sure made a fool of themselves. You have to admire this creative way in which developers punish those who illegally downloaded their game. How do you kill a ghost? Well, you don't if you're playing Silent Hill 4. The ghosts are the tormented souls of Walter Sullivan's victims who roam in his worlds. These common enemies annoy you throughout the game, and it's impossible to get rid of them in a permanent way. You can light them up with holy candles or pin them down with the Sword of Obedience. It's even possible to paralyze them for a while with silver bullets, but they never die. Knowing that you can't harm the ghost directly makes this survival horror game that much more scary. Amnesia: The Dark Descent has some of the scariest enemies in gaming. The Gatherers are nasty monsters that can't be killed. You can't even look at them for a long period of time without going insane. This means that you will need to hide in the shadows and hope you don't get spotted by one of these freaks. When a gatherer appears, it will make a monstrous cry and start looking for you. This is the moment that you need to decide whether you're going to hide or run for your life. Either way, it surely will get your heart going. Pyramid Head is one of the most iconic monsters in this video. He was designed to be a manifestation of protagonist James Sunderland's inner thoughts and fears in Silent Hill 2. He cannot be killed, no matter how many bullets you shoot at him. 2 Pyramid Heads will kill themselves at the end of the game since they're no longer needed because James has overcome his desire to be punished. This psychological layer makes the story of Silent Hill 2 one of the best we've ever played. Nemesis is absolutely relentless and stalks you throughout Resident Evil 3. If you're lucky, you can knock him unconscious long enough to run away, but he will always come back when you least want him to. The developers thought it would be a scary idea to have an invincible enemy follow you around for the entire length of the game. And they were right. It's absolutely terrifying knowing that Nemesis could bust through a wall at any moment. Do you think that unbeatable enemies have a place in gaming? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.